we're going mat fishing. So it's been a long time, but I'm about to go flip some mats, which I'm pretty jacked up about. It's like, I don't know, it's still pretty warm out. And I don't know if these fish are really moving in or what they're doing, but there's definitely some fish in the mats, so it should be kind of fun. And it'll be nice to kind of mix it up. We're gonna mainly focus on water lettuce and pennywort mats. I got like 3 rods in the boat, and honestly, I'm only gonna be using one of them. Got a 1.5 set up. We'll see if things are as thick as they were and go from there, but it should be pretty cool. Start the day, 2.5 pound swamp fish. Fat body, little mouth. Fat body, little mouth. As you can see, found me some nice mats to play around with, and I'm gonna get back in the groove as we move towards the spawning season. Just flipping a 1.5. I like to put something a little bit lighter, but we've had quite a bit of wind blowing in on us pretty tight, so it's kind of blowing it together. And these fish also, they bite kind of weird. They're more flick fish than drop fish. When I say that, like I gotta like pump for them and flick the bait up and stuff, and they won't hit so much on the drop. I mean, some will, but like you saw that one, it was like up and tink and tricky. But if you use a lighter weight, usually it's a lot easier to feel those jokers, but you gotta get through. So as you can see, I'm kind of on just an edge of maps right here, and what I'm focusing on is if there's a water lettuce outside edge, and then on the inside there's some pennywort. And you know, usually I like to fish isolated stuff, but in the mornings, you know, a lot of these fish, it's like about 9 o'clock in the morning, and a lot of these fish will be on, you know, open water or just gradually getting into the mats as the sun comes up. And what I like to do is focus on any kind of 2 things really. Basically, vegetation junctures. You can see like the pennywort hits that water lettuce and creates a little line, and it has some curvature to it, some little, you know, mini points and jut outs and cutbacks and that. And then also, if you can see back here, you'll get these pockets too of water lettuce, and they'll create these little like shoots like back in there. And I like to hit those too, because it seems like the fish they'll sit on edges and corners, and they'll sit in pockets. And usually in the pockets you can catch multiple fish if they're there. But these fish will gradually move into the mats, and if you just, you know, pick your targets, there's so much here, it's really difficult to pick it all apart. But if you kind of create like a basic system and say, hey, this is what I'm going to focus on, and gradually do that, you'll start picking apart like a deeper pattern. Maybe they're sitting on the points, maybe they're all in the pockets, maybe they're on the outside edge. But if you have a framework kind of as you read it, you're not going to get overwhelmed. And what's also important is you're going to stay really focused and kind of key in on what's happening, because you're going to see where those fish are coming out of. giant fast, boy. It's all about pumping that bait. Pumping, and then they'll eat it real light. You really gotta feel for them. It's kind of like worm fishing with friggin' 1.5. Never even got the hook. That fish lifted that mat and then ran out. I just lost track of it. I thought he was on there, but my line was still on the mat, so I felt tension. That's the way it goes. About that, boy. Ooh, Nelly. Chomped it. Chomped it. You know, it's funny, man, because these big ones, they bite so subtle. Like a 5, man. They bite so subtle. Like, I lifted it up, dropped it down, lifted it up, dropped it down, and I dropped it down once more. And it just felt a little funny, dude. And she was there. Solid. No. That was a big one. That was a big one. That was a big one. Ate it. They're big. See there. Well, not the greatest day of flipping mats, but that's kind of how it goes, and it was cool because I haven't been out here in ages, and to come out and catch like a 5.5 and then miss a giant and then lose another 4 and change. You know, this usually doesn't kick out huge fish. It's kind of weird though because they really started biting like 9, 10 o'clock, and from 10 till about noon I got a ton of bites, caught a bunch of 2-pounders, and that's when I caught that 5.5 and then lost that one was big. But
it just shut down. Like about 1 o'clock or so, like everything stayed the same. The weather stayed the same. It wasn't that cloudy, and they just shut down. I'm still catching a fish here and there, but it's not nearly as succinct as it was. But that's kind of the way it goes. Just today, you know, flipped a variety of baits, anything from beavers to craws, pretty much smaller stuff. I used a 1.5 to get through. Had to kind of pitch it up in the air sometimes because some of this stuff got wind blown and tightened up. But it's a good day. I'll be back. So hope you liked it. Tight lines.